Your homework for the next week or two is to observe your behavior. If something seems out of order in your life, ask yourself, how did my family do that? There are many layers of doing a genogram. It can be a shock for some to do this for the first time. I spent 1 full year in an advanced program interviewing every living member of my family to build my genogram. The purpose was to see how it has impacted me in the present. It was very painful, but powerful and liberating. Some of you may be fragile right now. God had a certain level of awareness that He wanted to bring to you today. Let me encourage you to, number one, prayerfully reflect on your genogram in this coming week. Sit with your genogram before God in prayer. Give God time to clarify things for you, perhaps even make some additional connections. Secondly, some of you may want to sit with a wise mentor or friend to talk through your genogram and get some additional perspective. And thirdly, others of you may see the value of meeting with a good Christian counselor or therapist for some healing of deeper wounds. For me, this was indispensable for my own process. Every family is broken. Some are very deeply broken, as mine was. So was Joseph's, one of the primary figures in the book of Genesis. He experienced great loss and tragedy in his family growing up. His losses were enormous. He could have said, "My family ruined my life. They robbed me of my best years." But instead, he remained faithful to God and walked with Him, even when things were externally going terrible for him. He had a deep sense that the purposes of God were at work in hidden and mysterious ways. And in the end, Joseph was profoundly transformed and became a blessing to the nations. God has placed you in your family at a particular moment in history, into a particular set of circumstances, in a particular place. He did that to shape you into a person that, like Joseph, might be a blessing to the world around you. Here is the great truth. God works in, through, and in spite of your family and your past. This is the entire lesson of the book of Genesis. The purposes of God are at work in hidden and mysterious ways. God is working out His purpose through and in spite of the traumas we experience. Joseph does not deny his painful past, but weeps over his losses. And he stays with God. He knows people may have planned this for evil, but God has planned it for good. God has placed you on earth for a purpose, to bless you and that you might be a blessing to others. I love the phrase, the invisibility of God in human affairs. God has been at work in your life from the time you were in your mother's womb, and He wants to take your past and give you a great future out of it. God will waste nothing. In fact, when we surrender ourselves to God, we find that some of our best material is found in the failures and pain of our past. So let me invite you again this week to dig into the daily office, Emotionally Healthy Relationships Day by Day. You'll be in week 3, and a number of the devotional readings will directly speak to issues related to Genogram Your Family. And as you cultivate your own personal relationship with Jesus, you'll be better able to put off any false messages you receive from your family of origin, and you will experience more deeply God's message to you, that you are loved and you are lovable. You have nothing left to prove. So may you be like Joseph, who stayed with God through good times and bad, and may you trust Him to take all the broken parts of your history and create something beautiful with your life so that you can offer that to the world.